Gillingham are right top of the charts heading into this weekend's action despite losing in midweek. But gaining on them hot off the press is Notts County. Can they close in on the top spot? We'll take a little look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about Matchday number 10, that's right. Heading into another busy weekend of action. Gillingham still top the charts, but of course coming into it on the back of a defeat. Biggest winners this week, Fleetwood Town. They're into the top 6, but can they make that next jump into the automatics? We'll get into it, all of it in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want some shot for. League 2 is right under one rooski. Big shout out to the Patreons. Of course, we had a new one recently, and of course, big shout out to the new members. And of course, perfect way to segue into another way to become part of the family. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this. Not long left now, folks, to get your vote in. Of course, vote. Cutley/vote BRFC. Of course, we are trying to become a best club content creator for the Football League and best podcast for the Football League. And of course, the annual Football Content Creator Awards taking place in London. We're going to be making the trip across the pond here to go to this event, hopefully to pick up something. But I need your vote, guys. I really do need your vote. So please go ahead and do just that. Takes 20 seconds of your time. And hopefully you can do it more than once, just to give myself a better chance to pick up the gong at the end. And folks, now we're going to recap the results that last time around. Now, of course, it is a double match week, so we are not going to take a look at the prediction league because time is precious. But let's take a look at the results that did take place. Wimbledon against Crewe did not happen. I think Wimbledon were in the cup, and I also think they lost to the Geordies. Meanwhile, Bromley and Chesterfield 2-2 in the end. Big point that was for Bromley, stopping the rot somewhat there. Carlisle, under new managerialship or recent managerialship, did lose to Notts County. 2-0 win for them on the road. Cheltenham beat Stanley 2-1. I went with that sort of. Doncaster with a 1-0 win over Barrow. Grimsby big winners over Gillingham in the Battle of the G's. 1-0 winners there. Morecambe and Bradford in the Derek Adams derby could only muster a draw. MK Dons back to winning ways with a comfortable 5-1 win over Harrogate Town. Newport, though, they're in the mixer. 3-1 winners over Salford. They're doing the deal. Vale did draw with Colchester 1-1, as did Tranmere in Swindon. And Fleetwood hit 6. That's right. It's a cricket score as they took care of business against Walsall. That's the situation there. The table, though, looks a little bit like this. As you see it, the Gills are kicking ass and taking names. Notts County and Walsall currently in the automatics. Barrow still there. Doncaster, Fleetwood and Port Vale. Look at Grimsby. Goodness gracious me. What about going down? It is still Stanley. It's still Morecambe, and Carlisle have not got their act together either. Salford are in trouble. Bromley on the way down as well. Looks like it. So grim times up ahead. But it can all change this weekend. But of course, we will bring you back up to date with the prediction league next time around, which will of course include the last week's and this week's predictions. So make sure you get involved. It is free, and I do appreciate the predictions and of course the support on the channel. It's all down to you guys. Anyway, that's enough about that. We are now looking forward to the next round of games, and these are them. All right then, folks, here we go. Stacked, packed agenda. Kick it all off on Saturday as we head over to Fleetwood, that's right, as they take on Bromley, of course, coming at you on the 5th of October. They have played just the one time since 2012, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Fleetwood, though, under Charlie Adam, now look the real deal. 6th in the table, just one defeat in the last 5, with 15 points to the name. Bromley did have a great start to the campaign, but they're all the way down to 19th right now, winless in at least the last 6. Now, that one only match that these two sides did play was back in November 2012. It was in the FA Cup. Fleetwood coming out on top with a 3-0 win. Back-to-back away wins for Fleetwood, scoring 8 goals in the 2 games combined. Bromley back-to-back draws for them. So they need to turn things around and fast. The bookies for this, 4-3 on is your Fleetwood, 11-4 is the draw, 10-3 is your Bromley. Fleetwood are back and of course could break into the top 3 here. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for them to take it to the house. Grimsby doing the business as well. They're going to be taking on Hot to Trot Doncaster Rovers. This is a bit of a cracker, this one. Coming at you over at Grimsby, over on the coast. And they played 15 times since 2003. 5 wins for Grimsby, 10 for Doncaster. There's been no draws between the two sides. Grimsby, though, 3 wins under the bounce under David Artell. So they sit 8th with 15 points to the name. Meanwhile, just 1 point better off, it's Grant McCann's Doncaster with just 1 win in 5. That 1 win was their last game, so they're coming into this with their tails up. But these two sides did play last round in February 2024. It was a Doncaster victory, and they cruised at 5-1. In fact, they did the double over Grimsby last season, back home and away win. Doncaster, though, on the back of that 1-0 win over Barrow. Grimsby with the same scoreline, this time on the road, as they beat high flyers Gillingham. The bookies, though, for this, they go 2-1 is your Grimsby, 5-4 is your Doncaster, 5-2 is the draw. Could be a difficult game. I think I'm leaning towards a... No, I am sitting on the fence. Yes, it is. I said it's going to be a difficult game. I think I would have gone with Doncaster only just, but I think I'll take that. I think a 1-1 draw will be about a fair result in this one. Meanwhile, heading over to the northwest, it is a bit of a derby of sorts. Accrington Stanley up against Morecambe, coming at you over at where is it? At the Livingston Road. That's right. It's Accrington Stanley up against Morecambe. Of course, played 36 times since 2003. We got 20 wins for Stanley. We got 7 wins for Morecambe. 9 draws between the two sides. John Doolan's boys are down into 24th with just 3 points to their name, without a win in the last 15 matches. Meanwhile, Morecambe are the draw kings right now, picking up 4 draws in succession, but just 1 defeat in the last 6. So they are turning a corner slowly but surely under Derek Adams. 36 times they have played. The last time around at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Morecambe, who are unbeaten against Stanley over the last 3. They've just lost once over the last 6, and this match has typically ended in a draw, with 3 of the last 6 ended in draws. Speaking of draws, like I said, Morecambe 4 in the bounce for them. Stanley, though, on the back of a 2-1 loss to Cheltenham. The bookies here, 21-20 is your Stanley, 5-2 the draw, 12-5 is your Morecambe. I think I'm going to go with a Morecambe victory here. 2-1 win. Stanley are in trouble. This could really kick on Morecambe's season and maybe start to climb the table. Sticking in the northwest, we're going to go to Barrow as they take on Cheltenham. Barrow had a bit of a bad couple of results of late. In fact, 3 defeats on the spin for Stephen Clemence's boys, as they're down to 4th right now, looking to return to winning ways. Cheltenham under Michael Flynn, 1 win in the last 4 for them. They're all the way down to 16th with just 10 points to their name. Now, these two sides have played 4 times since 2015, 2 for Barrow, 2 for Cheltenham, and there's been no draws. Last time around, it was a 3-0 win for Barrow, who did the double over Cheltenham last time around. That last time around was back in 2020, 2021. Barrow on the back of that 1-0 loss to Doncaster, which makes it 3 games now without a goal. Goodness gracious. Cheltenham on the back of that 2-1 win over Stanley to give themselves a big old boost. The odds for this one, Barrow are 20-13 on, 3-1 is the draw, 15-4 is your away win. Barrow are in a bit of a rut. They need a result. I think they'll just nick this one, as there's a long old travel for Cheltenham. 2-1 winners, Barrow taking it to the house. Head on over to Valley Parade now, as Bradford City take on Newport County. That's right, coming at you over in Yorkshire. Bradford, of course, under the tutelage. I clicked on the wrong bloody one. Bradford under the tutelage of, I can't even see it. When is it? It's actually taking place on Monday, this game, up against Newport County. Graham Alexander's Bradford up against Newport County by Nelson Jardem. Now, they have played 10 times since 2019, 4 for Bradford, 2 for Newport County. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Bradford, though, just 1 win in the last 5 for them. They're coming at you with 50% form. That's winning 2, losing 2, and drawing 2. Up against the Newport County side, who are up to 9th right now. 3 wins at the last 4, looking pretty good at the moment. Last time around, though, at this very venue was a 4-1 win for Bradford, who did the double over Newport County last season. In fact, they're unbeaten against them over the last 6, picking up 3 wins at the last 4, scoring 8 goals in the last 2 games against them combined. Bradford, though, 1-1 draw against Morecambe most recently. Newport County, successive home wins, but last time they were on the road, they did lose, and that was to Barrow. The bookies for this one, though, we're looking at, what are we looking at? We're looking at Bradford, 20-9 on for the victory, 10-3 is the draw, 11-2 is your Newport County here. We're going to back Bradford to get something here. It's a draw, not more than that. Point to the bang. I think Newport County will be the happier out of the two sides. Head on down to Colchester United now. They're taking on they're going to be taking on Carlisle, of course, coming at you on Saturday. Normal kickoff 26 times since they have played since 2008. 10 wins for Colchester, 8 for Carlisle. There's been 8 draws between the two sides. Colchester under Danny Crowley, coming out to 58% form for them, and just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit in mid-table with 15th, with 10 points to their name. Carlisle all the way down to 22nd with 6 points to their name. Now, last time around, at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in August 2022. Colchester are unbeaten against Carlisle when it's played at this very venue over the last 3 matches. Colchester, though, did pick up a monstrous point away at Port Vale. Carlisle, though, again, back to losing ways. Of course, back-to-back defeats for them, losing to Grimsby and then Notts County, both at home. They seem to be more successful on the road. Bookies for this one, though. Colchester 21-20 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 12-5 is your Carlisle. I don't know, but I'm probably siding towards the Colchester home victory here. Carlisle got a long way to travel. It's not really clicked for the new gaffer just yet, but this will be a good result for Colchester and maybe breaking into the top half of the table. Start, we have a right old cracker. It's Crewe up against Gillingham over at Grimsby Road. Let's get on over there, shall we? Of course, aka the Mornflake Stadium. Crewe went to Leon Bell, 67% form for them, and have dipped down to 12th right now with 13 points for their name. Up against Gillingham under Mark Bonner. They've hit the top of the table, and of course, just one win, though, in the last 3. They've hit the skids somewhat. Now, these two sides have played 30 times since the year 2000. 11 wins for Crewe, 13 wins for Gillingham. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Crewe, who have unbeaten against Gillingham over the last 3. In fact, the home side has not lost this game in a long, long time. I think the last time the home side lost was when Crewe lost to Gillingham way back in November 2020. Gillingham on the back of that 1-0 loss to Grimsby, with Crewe on the back of that 2-1 loss to Newport County. The odds for this, Crewe are 70-10 for the victory, Gillingham are 70-10, 11-5 is the draw. I think I'm leaning towards a Carlisle here. I might have gone with an away win. Yes, I have. 2-1 win. Points in the bag for Gillingham, and they'll remain top of the table heading into another busier week in League 2. Chesterfield are up there taking on high-flying, goal-scoring Walsall. That's right, coming at you over in Chesterfield now. These two sides have played 15 times since 2004, 6 wins apiece and 3 draws. Chesterfield under Paul Cook unbeaten now in the last 3 matches, just 1 defeat though in the last 6. Up against Walsall, just 1 win in 3, 67% form for them heading into this one. 3rd place Walsall with 18 points, up against 10th place Chesterfield with 13 points. Last time around though at this venue, it was a 2-0 win for Chesterfield back in August 2016. Get this. Was over in League 1. Chesterfield on the back of that 2-2 draw against Bromley, unbeaten now in the last 3 matches. Walsall's 6-2 home loss to Fleetwood still ringing in their ears. So the bookies though for this, 11-10 is your Chesterfield, 21-10 is your Walsall, 13-5 is the draw. Walsall are up there flying. Chesterfield are also doing all right at home. It's going to be a difficult game to call, so that's why I'm sitting on the fence with a 2-2 draw. MK Dons are next up in action over at Stadium MK. They're going to be taking on Tranmere Rovers. That's right. Scott Lindsay back. Good start to the campaign for him. Up against Tranmere and Nigel Atkins. Now these two sides have played 23 times since the year 2000. 13 wins for MK Dons. 7 wins for Tranmere. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Milton Keynes coming at you. Unbeaten in the last 3. 50% form for them over the last 6. They sit 14th with 11 points to the name. Tranmere back-to-back draws for them. 17th for the table. Just 10 points all season long. Last time around though, it was a 1-0 win for MK Dons back at this very venue. In fact, they did the double over Tranmere back in the 23-24 season. Tranmere on the back of a 1-1 draw at Swindon. MK Dons 5-1 stuffing of Harrogate could be a sign of the times. The bookies though for this one, 13-8 on is your MK Dons, 29-10 the draw, 70-4 is your Tranmere Rovers. Backing MK Dons here to continue where they left off and score a couple of goals. 2-0 winners over Tranmere. Over to Notts County now, as the hosts try to make a push for the top spot. Up against them is Port Vale, who are doing all right for themselves as well. 18 times they have played since 1994. 8 wins for Notts County, 6 for Port Vale, and 4 draws. Of course, Notts County under Stuart Maynard, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 75% form for them. They are sitting in second with 18 points to their name. Meanwhile, Port Vale under Darren Moore, unbeaten in the last 6, sitting in 7th with 15 points to the name. Last time around, though, at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win. So it was a 0-0 draw, actually, back in March 2019. Notts County are unbeaten against Port Vale for the last 4 matches. Of course, picking a couple of draws and a couple of wins. The bookies, though, we'll get to them in a minute. Notts County on the back of a 2-0 win over Carlisle. Port Vale with that 1-1 draw at home to Colchester. Last time Notts County were at home, they lost to Gillingham. Will lightning strike twice? We'll see. 27-20 is your Notts County. 50-8 is your Port Vale. 5-2 is the draw. Smells like a draw, guys, in my eyes. Yes, it is. Go for a 1-1 draw. What do you think about that? Let me know down below. Meanwhile, Salford are back in action over at the Peninsula Stadium, taking on a Wimbledon side who are playing catch-up somewhat. Now, these two sides have played 4 times since 2022, 1 win apiece and 2 draws. Salford, 1 win and 5 for them, 20th in the table, 9 points for the season. Up against Wimbledon, who are down to 11th, of course, got games in hand, but back-to-back games now without a win. Last time they played at this very venue was a 0-0 draw back in December 2023. Wimbledon did lose to Newcastle, but make it back-to-back games now without scoring a goal. Salford on the back of that 3-1 loss to Newport County back on October the 1st. The odds for this, we're looking at Salford 21-10 for the victory, 13-10 is your Wimbledon, 9-4 is the draw. Salford are shit, Wimbledon are okay, but it is tricky this one. Going to go with an away win, yes I am, 2-1 win, Wimbledon back to winning ways. And then we wrap it all up, heading over to Swindon, that's right, as they take on Harrogate. Of course, Swindon under the stewardship of Mark Kennedy, 33% form for them right now, just one win in the last 6. Harrogate, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6. Speaking of 6, they have played 6 times these two sides since 2021. 2 wins for Swindon, 1 for Harrogate. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around, it was a 1-1 draw back in March 2024. In fact, back-to-back draws between the two sides as they exchanged the results at each other's ground last season. Harrogate on the back of that 5-1 loss to MK Dons. Swindon could only draw against Tranmere most recently. The bookies for this one, Swindon 5-4 on for the victory, 31-10 is your Harrogate, 29-10 is the draw. I don't know. I don't know which way. I think I'm going with Swindon here. I'm going with another draw. It did feel like a draw. So quite a lot of draws knocking around for me in this weekend. What do you think about that? Of course, get your own predictions in as well. Of course, while you're at it, guys, don't forget to use the link for the league, but also link for the so bloody picking the votes. Get the votes in there, guys. Not long left to get your votes in. Best club content creator for the Football League, best podcast for the Football League. Please go ahead and vote. It takes 20 seconds of your time. I really do need your votes. It's out of my hands now, guys. It's down to you. So I appreciate the love over there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you hit the bell, of course. But come back next week because I think the games are going to still go on despite the international break coming on upon us. I'll be back. Hopefully you will too. Until then, we are done.